You're listening to K103 Student Radio in Gothenburg. Welcome to Roadtrip. I am your host, George Woodhouse. So thanks for tuning in to the very first episode of K103's newest program. Roadtrip is all about bringing you, the listener, 30 minutes of carefully selected road-trippin' music. And it's mostly from Canada. And why Canada, you ask? Well, it's because that's also where I'm from. I'm an international student here in Gothenburg. I've been here for 1 month, and it's time to bring you some musical flavors from my motherland. Our goal is to have people tune in from Sweden, Canada, and everywhere in between. That leaves us Iceland, Norway, people on boats, and fish. So, whether you're on top of your IKEA bed here in Sweden, dreaming about hitting the road with your European friends, or whether you're riding shotgun, living the dream, Roadtrip on K103 has got you covered every minute of the way for 30 minutes once a week. Without further ado, my friends, it is time to hit the road. And as my good Canadian friend Soggy J would say, it's also time to hit the crank button. That means get ready to turn it up. To kick off the inaugural episode of Roadtrip is a song from North America's most eastern landmass. We're gonna hear Seeds by Newfoundland indie rockers Hey Rosetta. So welcome to Roadtrip. Fasten your seatbelts. Roll down the foggy windows of your mind. Hit the crank button. And let the journey begin.
The road bends long like mother's arms, reaching for these 4 black tires, and through the night our knuckles tight, knock off miles and yellow lines. And when it all comes in, it's the biggest thing. It's the booming night and the white of your bright blue eyes. And when it all goes past, it's the fastest wind. And we make it. We make it. And we make it, and we don't look back, 'cause we don't need that. And we're going too fast, and we don't look back, 'cause we don't need that. And we're going too fast, and we don't crash. The road comes round, it's a curving crown, and our tired temples try and wear it proud. 'Cause you get away from all you made, all the kids' mistakes you were taught to make. But we don't look back, 'cause we don't need that. And we're going too fast, and we don't look back, 'cause we don't need that. And we're going too fast, and we don't crash. Last we stop when the night comes on, and I drive into you like I'm driven to do. And when we then lie still, I still feel the road go and them spinning wheels, and them spinning
You're listening to Road Trip on K103. That was Canadian band Hey Rosetta singing us a little song called Seeds. Now is the perfect time to play you a song by the Barenaked Ladies. This is Pinch Me on Road Trip.
It's the perfect time of year, somewhere far away from here. I feel fine enough, I guess, considering everything's a mess. There's a restaurant down the street where hungry people like to eat. I could walk, but I'll just drive. It's colder than it looks outside. It's like a dream you try to remember, but it's gone. Then you're trying to scream, but it only comes out as a yawn when you're trying to see the one beyond your front door. Take your times away, I'm gonna make you smile when you realize that a guy by side might take a while just to try to figure out what all this is for. It's the perfect time of day to throw all your cares away. Put the sprinkler on the lawn and run through with my gym shorts on. Take a drink right from the hose and change into some drier clothes. Climb the stairs up to my room, sleep away the afternoon. It's like a dream you try to remember, but it's gone. Then you're trying to scream, but it only comes out as a yawn when you're trying to see the world beyond your front door. Take your times away, I'm gonna make you smile when you realize that a guy by side might take a while just to try to figure out what all this is for. Pinch me, pinch me, 'cause I'm still asleep. Please God, tell me that I'm still asleep. On an evening such as this, it's hard to tell if I exist. If I pack the car and leave this town, notice that I'm not around. I could hide out under there. I just made you say underwear. I could leave, but I'll just stay. All my stuff's here anyway. Like a dream you try to remember, but it's gone. Then you're trying to scream, but it only comes out as a yawn when you're trying to see the one beyond your front door. Take your time away, I'm gonna make you smile when you realize that a guy by side might take a while just to try to figure out what all this is for. Try to figure out what all this is for. Try to see the one beyond your front door.
That was the Barenaked Ladies, Pinch Me on K103. You're listening to Road Trip. I'm your host, George Woodhouse. Four Canadian dudes who've been touring between Canada and the US for over 2 decades. In 2001, the Barenaked Ladies actually released the song you just heard. You might recognize the lead singer, Ed Robertson's voice, from one of your favorite TV shows, The Big Bang Theory. In 2007, the band was actually hired to write and record the song for the TV show, and Canadians and Americans have been getting addicted to it ever since. Before that, we heard from Newfoundland band Hey Rosetta, playing the title track off their most recent album, which came out 2 years ago this month, Seeds. So roll down those windows, rock and roll. This is Joel Plaskett on Road Trip.
full of mud from a fist full of dust. A heart full of hurt from a head full of wine. I'll call you back some other time. No way I'm picking up my phone. I'm tired of talking, leave me alone. I can't run and I can't write, and I can't make it home tonight. Music's cheaper, deep in debt and getting deeper. The price is steep and getting steeper. I'm yours to keep, oh, won't you keep me? I'm a keeper. Rolling, 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 gathering no moss. I don't know where I'm going. No, questions. I don't wanna answer you. Where'd you go? Did you learn your lesson? I put on my dancing shoes. Who'd you meet and what you buy? Couple strangers, pair of jeans. Just leave them hanging high and dry. Bye bye. Rolling, rolling, rolling with my imaginary friends. Imagining I know them, and then it's time to roll again. I'm tired of myself, not tired of you. You've been gone too many. They say the good things come to those who back to the place where you belong. Back to someone beautiful. Rolling, 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 gathering no moss. I don't know where I'm going. No, but I know what I've lost. I know what I've lost.
That was Dartmouth, Nova Scotia-based singer-songwriter Joel Plaskett, one of my personal favorites, singing his tune off the album 3 called Rollin, Rollin, Rollin. But now is the portion of Road Trip where we're going to remove ourselves from Sweden here and just take a bird's-eye view look at what's happening in other parts of the world. And by other parts of the world, I do mean Canada. And this is the Canadian Good Luck News, and it's only on Road Trip. And the way Good Luck News works is I give you 3 pieces of what's making news in Canada, and we're going to say the news and then wish that news good luck, because that's what you got to do. And if you don't wish news good luck, it just makes more news, and it's usually bad. So let's wish it some good luck. Up first today on Canadian Good Luck News, we have a French-Canadian Catholic priest, Marc Ouellet, and he might become the next pope. This is exciting for Canada. He would be the first non-European pope in Vatican history. So good luck, Marc Ouellet. Godspeed, my man. Justin Bieber turned 19 this week, and he can now order his first Canadian beer legally. But Justin, we're so happy for you and wish you all the best in your 19th year, and good luck with your music. The U.S. State Department has just released a report saying that there are no especially dangerous environmental risks associated with the controversial Keystone XL pipeline project. This is an oil pipeline that is right now unbuilt, but it will transport crude oil and diluted bitumen from Alberta, Canada, all the way down to eastern Texas. Now, this is a big project, and so in Canada, it's been a big piece of the news. It's going to really stimulate the economy, all these things. So please join me in wishing good luck to planet Earth, as she must now brace herself for the irreversible and highly intensified consequences of human error. Now, that's the Canadian good luck news, and we're going to keep the road trip going for you. Got to keep moving forward. There's only one way to go in a road trip unless you hit the ditch. So keep on moving, keep on road tripping, and road trip over this. This is Montreal-based singer-songwriter rocker Sam Roberts, coming at you with his track from the year 2000, Brother Down, on Road Trip. You're listening to Road Trip. That was Sam Roberts. That was his track from the year 2000, Brother Down, when it was originally recorded and then released on a bunch of CDRs that he just mass-produced himself with some cool photography. And a couple years later, it's made its way all the way here to Sweden, I suppose 13 years later. I'm not the first one to bring it here, but please, if it's the first time you've heard that song, check out the rest of Sam Roberts' stuff. Some fantastic road tripping material. So now is the part of the show where, sadly, I must let you go and carry on your own journey, but I encourage you to keep listening to music, and may the soundtrack of your life be happy and nostalgic and ripe with good times. Thanks to the Town Heroes for supplying us with that rockin' intro music, a track called More, off their album Birds in Fear. So thank you for spending half an hour of your time today listening to music that hopefully makes you want to just get out of here, get out of there, get out of wherever you are, or keep going. If you're already out of somewhere that you've been, it doesn't really matter. If you're on a trip right now of the road variety, then I encourage you to keep going. And if you're not, well, somebody has a car, somebody has a way to get somewhere, to go far, to be under the stars, and you can look at those stars through a window sometimes. You've got your cheek pressed against, but you look back and there are the stars all up in that big northern sky, whether it's Swedish or Canadian. And this is a song called Night Windows by the Weakerthans that well sums up that experience. I've been your host, George Woodhouse, and it's been a trip. See you next week.
In the stick count for the song of knowing you're gone, glancing up at where you lived when you lived here. I see you suddenly alive and nearly smiling. Stop and hold my breath and watch the way you used to be. The full moon makes our faces shine like over